take you to this now. The recently opened community heritage site, St. Peter's Rainbow Village in Gqeberha, is hosting a special commemorative service at the church ruins in South End to mark 150 years since the church's first cornerstone was laid. The event is attended by a small group of former South End residents, their families and representatives from the Church Diocese. The gathering honors the church's rich history, provide a space to share personal stories of the past and reflect on the significant role St. Peter's has played in the lives of South Africans and South End residents. Ntombozuko Balintulo joins us live from Gqeberha. Ntombozuko, talk to us about the significance of what is taking place at the moment.
Good morning. So the event will start only in the evening, but we are here just to look if there's anything that has started. And of course, as you have mentioned, that this St. Peter's Church, Rainbow Church, was officially launched just last 2 months back in September by the Minister of Sports and Arts and Recreation, Mr. Gqeberha, and it was the official opening that, of course, was done with the partnership of MBDA, where they spoke about the significance of them actually buying this land and making sure that they preserve this place and making it a tourist site. It is, of course, open to the public. And today they will be gathering a small group, so like you mentioned, of some of the South Enders residents, family members, and also some people that would be representing the church. They all gather just to speak about, about the history of this place. As you know, that some of them used to stay here, and this is where the school was open. And of course, St. Peter's Church played a huge role in the community of Nelson Mandela Bay. And of course, but I do have Mr. Sean van Eyck, who is the coordinator for today's proceedings, who's just going to briefly tell us about the importance of today as they celebrate 150 years of this area. Mr. van Eyck, thank you very much for taking time and speaking to us this morning. Just briefly, Mr. van Eyck, tell us about the history of this place, and also how is it important that today they're celebrating 150 years since the first cornerstone was laid?
It is 150 years, and it's a very exciting day. As you said, a lot of the ex-residents will be attending this, people who lived in Southend, and it is a big day for them because the church played a huge role in their lives. They went to school here, they went to church here, and it really was one of the central parts with the other churches and mosques. What's exciting about today is bringing back people who used to live here, who went to this church. We've done a couple of these before, not for the cornerstone, and the amazing thing with it is people arrive, they haven't been here for a long time, and there are a couple of tears and that, but within minutes, there is laughter and chatting and telling stories about the old times. And that's what we want to create. We want to honor the people who made this special and laid something we can learn from and try and put into our modern society. So, yeah, that's very exciting.
Mr. van Eyck, I know, when it comes to history, it's important that we preserve history. We make sure things are done for the future generations to know about this place. And how do you hope that the legacy of this St. Peter's Church will actually, be preserved in terms of the community of Southend?
When we started here, we were focusing on the church and researching it. Very quickly found what a profound place Southend had been. So, yeah, you had 9 communities living here together, not all over the place, together next to each other. And the mommy would say to the son, go to Tanny Sunny and get a cup of flour. And, yeah, I've run out here. And they'd look after each other's kids and that. And they all had dreams of working together to make it a better place. And I think that's why we've called it the Rainbow Village. It was a place where you look at what Madiba asked for in 1994, the Rainbow Nation. This was a Rainbow Village 80 years before that, and he would have loved it if he'd seen what was happening here.
Yeah. And lastly, Mr. van Eyck, what does it mean, for as much as it's a commemorative, I know that it brings so much healing and so much representation. What do you think it means for the community of Gqeberha or for the South End as a community?
It's a feeling that we want to capture. That's our biggest thing, is to give people who visit, both locals and tourists, a bit of a warm heart in saying this type of thing can happen. And I've been thrilled with younger people who sort of going, yeah, we'll get groups together on TikTok and this, other social, Instagram and so on, embracing this and taking what it was and just finding a way to interpret it for our lives today. And that's what we'd like to do. This is all about the happy times of Southend. And we believe with tourists as well, a big thing in tourism now is transformation tourism, where people come to the country and they're looking for something to make an impact on their lives and their hearts. And that's what this is. We hope everyone, from locals to tourists, international visitors, to go away and get home and say, that made a difference.
Yes, thank you so much.
Just experiencing that, and that's our dream for the future.
Thank you so much. That is Mr. Sean Fanek. He is the coordinator of today's proceedings. Just telling us about St. Peter's Rainbow Church. The event will start later on this afternoon at 3 o'clock. And of course, members of the public are welcome to take part and also be part of the stories that will be told here. Back to you in studio.
Thank you so much for that. Really do appreciate it.